adventure. Oh man, it's Friday. It's the end of March. It's currently raining where I'm at. I'm in Ohio, heading north on Route 7 along the river, heading up to Zanesville, Ohio. I'm going to bike some trails, try to check the area out. I've never been in this part of Ohio. I've come down from the north side. I biked down the OTAT, the Ohio Erie Trail, and I was north of Zanesville on the OTAT. Zanesville is basically east of Columbus, Ohio. We're gonna poke around, do some biking, check out some historical stuff, and have an adventure. This part of Ohio is where the Ohio Erie Canal ran through. So we should be seeing some of the historic canal remnants, hopefully. We're also going to see the world's largest basket, apparently. And in this particular video, I'm going to do a lot of blabbing. This is my road trip video of this particular weekend. I don't know that everybody likes these videos, but I like doing them. And I just video what I do, folks. Anyways, that's what we're doing. Stick around, like and subscribe. On we go. Well, this is my first stop. This is the Butchel Water Underground Spring. Hello. So this is right outside of Nelsonville, Ohio. And I guess this is just free spring water. I saw it on Google Maps as I was driving by and figured I'd stop and have a look. Looks like this young lady is collecting some water now. Well, this young lady said she's been getting water from here since 1974, and that's all she drinks. So, I'll be honest, I didn't have any intentions of attempting to drink any of this water, but I'm gonna find me a bottle and get me a bottle of water anyways. Maybe I can get her to say hello on here. I'm literally dumping out a bottle of spring water to get this water. I don't think I'm getting into town early enough to do any biking today, so we're just goofing off, which is normal. Do what? Buckle. Yeah. Some people call it buckle. Yeah. High school. And if you would take it home with you and put it in the refrigerator and get it really super cold, oh my God, it's so good. It is so good. I'm gonna fall in is what I'm gonna do. Alright, now if I spend the rest of the weekend pooping my pants, I'm blaming you. Don't bring the water. Yeah, that might be the case. Well, I got a bottle of water. If I get sick the rest of the weekend, I'm blaming this lady, because I would not have gotten any water had she not said anything. Oh man. So I didn't make it very far from the spring there, and I am in Murray City. And I was gonna just keep on going, and I saw this depot and a caboose. We're gonna check this out. This would have been where the rail line's at. So this is the train depot here in Murray City, the Hocking Valley Railroad. And if you look this direction, you can see here the rail line went that direction. It's now a I don't know, I guess a road or a driveway, but you can see where it ran. You know, little park here, and owned by Murray City the Improvement Committee. I hope his dog don't eat me because he's loose. I hope he looks as friendly as he looks. No, down, 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 down. I got him. Well, I had one.
Sorry.
Oh, you're all right. Down, down, down.
Big ass. That's why you don't go nowhere. You're unsociable.
No,
Unsociable freaking
they're
dog.
totally sociable. They're just wet.
Sorry.
No problem, man. It happens. They didn't eat me, so it's okay.
Yeah, just the size of them running at you.
Yeah. Well, he looked friendly when he was coming at me, so I thought he's either going to be friendly or I'm too slow to outrun him. We're just going to roll the dice.
Well, they'll lick you to death, ain't no doubt. Train's been there a long time.
Yeah.
Hell, I've been here 63 years.
The Snow Fork line.
You ain't hanging on to him no more. He'll get away from you. It's right.
Hey, y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it. Sorry.
No problem.
Have a good weekend. Be safe.
The Snow Fork line. It's a nice caboose. Could use some restoring. Here you can see part of the track. The track would have ran out this way. And star brakes. Now, these are star brakes, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I was told that these are actually valuable, and if what I was told is true, I'm surprised they've not been stolen. But the depot. Now, I would imagine that this depot is in the original spot. Well, for sure this is the original spot, because this would have been, I guess, what you'd call the boardwalk. When you got off the station here, it was lined with these bricks. Unless they've done these bricks at some other point in time, which they might have. I don't really know. I suppose I'm not supposed to say I don't know. Oh man. This is a look through the window into the depot. Looks like they've kept up with it. It's pretty nice. I wonder if you can tour it. I bet you can. Well, good thing I'm poking around. I'm in New Straitsville, Ohio now. I've never been here. It looks like a neat little spot, but there's something up here that says Robinson's Cave Historical Site. Originally I saw this building and thought it was a train depot, but it is not. New Straitsville School Bell. Robinson's Cave. I don't know how much hiking I'm going to do. It looks like it's up these steps, so. Chris Evans. The mine fires. Robinson's Cave, folks. Apparently playing a big part in the coal mine era. And this moist well, more of a rock overhang than a cave, filled with water. Folks, I've gotten some comments that I should put effort into my videos and that they would be better if I put effort into them. Shouldn't let stuff bother me, but I'll be honest, it kind of bothers me a little bit. I feel like I put quite a bit of effort into what I'm doing. That said, I'm not doing anything to try to blow up on YouTube and get views necessarily. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want my stuff to get views, but I just video what I'm doing. I used to hike a lot and I started videoing that, and then I switched gears into biking and now I video that. Now my mindset on why I'm doing the things I'm doing has changed a lot, and as my mindset has changed on why I'm doing the things I'm doing, the things I'm doing is evolving. And some of y'all message me and I chit chat some, but I haven't really discussed a lot of this. So maybe this will be the video I break down and start discussing some of it more. I don't know. Stick around. Maybe I'll cry on camera. It's an inside joke, folks. Anyways, this is New Straitsville, Ohio. Not New. Is it New Straitsville? Yeah, New Straitsville, Ohio. Let's get this bell. Absolutely no information about this bell other than it's a school bell. I suppose if I went into this museum, I'd probably find out. There's a sign that says open, but I'm pretty certain they're not. They are definitely not open. So my memory sucks, and sometimes I'll research stuff I'm doing, but I can never remember it. A couple of times I actually took notes, and I tried to read off my notepad while I was biking, and that don't work well for me. I'm just rolling the dice out here. I'm going to the Zanesville area, and I'm just driving through this stuff. Like, I have no idea what's here. I had no idea what I was going to see. And you're discovering this as I discover it. I saw some other buildings up the road. Let's ride up the street here and have a look-see. Cool mural over here as we pull out on the left of Sasquatch. On your left. The Straitsville Moonshine Company. Well, they got a Dollar General. Now, I saw this as I drove by, and I thought this looked like it'd be cool. Quite old. I bet that was the fire department or something. I don't know. It's been stuccoed over, so it's hard to really see what it was. So again, like, I'm not an expert on history. I'm just kind of learning things as I go, and my memory's really bad. So even as I learn things, it's hard for me to remember them. Even if I sat down and I researched all of these spots that I'm driving through, which I'm not going to do, but even if I did, I'm just not going to remember this stuff. Couple neat towns through there that I've gone through. I just hit a little spot called Shawnee. I'll throw up the footage that I got from there. I don't have service where I'm at. Not that I can really be driving, videoing, and researching at the same time. But maybe this evening when I get to wherever I'm stopping at, if I have service, I'll try to discuss some of the history of these places. Probably shouldn't be chewing on this cough drop either, but allergies are killing me. So, I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Well, at 1 o'clock, not this morning. Everything's fine. They were checking on my gallbladder, but it's good to go. And then I thought I would have time to get up here where I'm going after the doctor's appointment and do some biking before it got dark. And then I realized that I needed to renew my tags. It has been a while. I was 2 months behind renewing my tags. And because of how I stealth camp, I figured I better get my tags renewed. So I didn't get out in time to get to where I'm going to do any biking this evening. But I think if I thought I had time, I would have been racing through these places I'm going through now, and I wouldn't have been stopping. So I'm kind of glad that I've slowed down a little bit and stopped at a few of these places. Anyways, rolling into some other town. This is a bigger town. I forgot. New Lexington, maybe? Well, at this point, I don't know what I do with my phone. Well, dang. It's around here somewhere. You know, a lot of these places I'm going by, I try to pull up on Google Maps to see what I can find. A lot of this stuff just doesn't show up on Google Maps. The little places that I'm driving through, historical signs and whatnot. $1976. That couldn't be right. Maybe it said 1876. Main Street. If I come back the same direction, I might stop here. Looked like a neat spot to stop, but at 6:30, it'll be dark in an hour. Probably should have been one of my stops. I'm gonna make note of it. I don't know what direction I'm headed when I go home. I don't even know what day I'm going home. Sunday or Monday. Well, it is Friday night at 8 o'clock. I am at the Muskingum River lock and dam. Lock number 11, I believe. I am at a campground, a state campground. There is nobody here. Gonna be snoozing in my car tonight. I thought about tossing out the tent or the hammock, but it's going to be in the low 20s. Let's see, what's it say? Right now it says it's 37 degrees, and it's going to be getting down, well, 25 degrees. And I just as soon sleep in the car than to deal with the tent or the hammock. since I'm car camping, I have more clothes to wear, so I should be fine. I've obviously slept in colder weather. I'm not 100% sure. I think in the morning, I'm just north of Zanesville currently. In the morning, I'm going to get up and head towards Dresden, Ohio, and I'm going to bike the Muskingum River Trail, and we'll bike around Dresden. It's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to be in the low 30s in the morning. Actually, it won't be above freezing according to this until 10 a.m. With a high tomorrow of about 44, it looks like. It's supposed to be sunny. So, I'm going to suck it up and just ride around. We'll check out Dresden and the Muskingum River Trail. We'll see. Dresden looks like a cool spot. I'm assuming the lock here was part of the Ohio to Erie locks. I hate to say I don't know at this point. I'm going to have to look it up. It does show that the lock on up the river in Dresden area is part of the Ohio to Erie locks and dams. So I'm guessing this is as well. But the locks here are different. The doors seem bigger than the locks that was up north. I'm not really sure. Anyways, I'm probably going to do some research on some of these towns I came through. Maybe do some voiceovers. Like and subscribe. Oh, I'm going to have me some peanut butter sandwiches. I'm still rolling cheap. Folks, I'm cheap mainly when it comes to my own comfort. I don't mind eating peanut butter sandwiches. I don't mind camping. Anyways, it's probably important to not be comfortable all the time. Obviously, I get a hotel, I'd be a lot more comfy, but man, don't have to be comfortable all the time. Like and subscribe. Follow along. I'll see y'all in the morning. Probably. It's bedtime. Snoozing in the back of the car. It's not a van, but it's much bigger than the back seat of my other car. To be continued. Well, I am heading up to Dresden, which is 8 miles from here. It's actually probably closer, but it's less than 8 miles from the way the birds fly. I don't know how that goes. It's early, folks. It's early. So, I'm going to Dresden, and we're going to check out Dresden, and we're going to bike the Muskingum Trail, the Muskingum River Rail Trail. And I didn't know that it came down this far, but I just passed it. I just drove across it, and it's still going the other direction as well. So I don't think the map that I have on here is correct on how long it is. So we'll be checking that out. I feel like I should probably just stay where I'm at. Since the trail runs down here, I should just park where I slept at and bike up the trail to Dresden. But I don't want to stay parked where I camped at any longer than necessary. You guys know how I roll. Anyways, Dresden apparently is where the Longer Burger Basket Company started at. I read that last night. Tried to put in some effort. And the Muskingum River, if I read it right, was not necessarily part of the canal, but it was a feeder to the canal. So the canals were basically big ditches that they dug out to use for transportation. So they wasn't natural waterways, and they had to fill those up with water. And up in Dresden is some of the locks where they used to basically turn the water on and off, allow the water to flow in or out. So I'm excited to see that. And there's probably some other stuff too. There's also the world's largest basket. So if you like longer burger baskets, this is the episode for you. And, that's kind of neat. Anyways, on we go. This part of Ohio is certainly pretty. Rolling through a lot of farmlands yesterday on the way up. This is Main Street in Dresden. I drove past here already to go check out that old mansion, I guess. And I'm gonna bike back through here too. This is where the Longer Burger Basket Company was started, I believe. Oh, look. This is the world's largest basket. You can't see it very well right now because of the sun. There's a monument up here too. The Dave Longerberger Memorial. Lots of basket places up here, I guess. Makes sense. So I'm probably going to do the trail and town here at the same time on the same video. Betting that's the old train depot, maybe. Yeah, it's right on the tracks. I bet that is the train depot. Yeah. We'll check that out momentarily. I think some of the footage from town I'll likely add to this video as well. I don't know. It's a learning process, folks. Protect the program. That looks like a small football field. Dresden Landing. Oh, now there is a what's this guy's doing? Road closed due to high water. Well, we ain't getting there that way. Well, I don't know what kind of shape the trail's going to be in. There's an old suspension bridge up here too we're going to have to check out. Like the early 1900s or something. Alright, I can't get to the trailhead over there, so I'm going to have to find another access point. Hold please. Well, I'm not 100% sure about the trail. From here, I can see the trail's flooded as well. But I've discovered the Dresden Triple Locks. This is the site of the Dresden Triple Locks, and these were connected. These connected the canal, the Ohio Erie Canal, to the Muskingum River, kind of like steps. They're currently flooded, at least this one is. So you can see here, this would have been the last lock leading into the river, and a boat would come in here and fill up with water, and then it would head over here to this lock. This lock would fill up with water, and then it would go into the next lock up here. Now, for those not familiar with these locks, there would be a gate on this side. Well, there'd be a gate on both sides, and a boat would come in, the gates would close, and this would either fill up with water or dump the water, depending on what direction the boat was going. And then the gate on the other side would open up and the boat would go through. So this is kind of like a boat elevator. I think this is the first time that I've seen 3 locks together like this. So it's a pretty significant elevation gain. The boats would come in from the river to the first lock. That lock would then fill up with water, raising it up. And then they would open the door and the boat would go to the next lock. And the same thing would happen until the boat got up to the 3rd lock at the highest point. Here you can see the straight line the boat would have come in. So coming from the canal to the river, the canal's not here anymore. I don't know if there's any more remnants of it. But a boat would be pulled into this lock. The gate would be shut behind it. They would pump the water out or let the water flow out. And then once the water got to the bottom level, the gate on this side would open up and the boat would float on out, or be pulled out, I mean, into the next lock where it'd do the same thing. You can see where the hardware slid by or was mounted. The canal was a big part of these towns up here. It's a big part of Dresden. You know, unless I missed it, there's zero historical signage on this spot, which is kind of odd. They're in good shape. I've seen locks in way worse shape, and there's 3 of them here. I would have thought there'd have been more info on it. These was basically, the canal was in place and declined after the Civil War, because around that time is when the trains started picking up and the canals couldn't compete with the trains. So they basically just had, the way the canals work, they just had little barges that they would literally pull. They would have mules or horses walking along the side of the canal, pulling the barge with whatever goods they could fit on it. Well, that is it for Dresden. I biked the trail. It looks like the trail at one point in time might have went all the way to Zanesville. You cross over, you can bike down to a trestle bridge. You go across the trestle bridge. On the other side of the trestle bridge, it's gated off. And on the other side of the gate is paved. Turn this air down. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, so on the other side of the trestle bridge, there's a gate. And you can see, I walked down the trail a little bit. It's paved, but it was paved a long time ago. So long ago that the pavement is pretty much covered up with foliage, fallen leaves and whatnot. It's rooted up real bad, even in the small portion of it that I walked. And only a small bit of the pavement is still showing. Since you can get across the bridge, I am certain that you can connect it to Zanesville by the road. It looks like it's about 4.5 or 5 miles from the north end of the Zanesville Trail. So I ain't 100% sure. But I'm heading to Zanesville now, and we're gonna bike the trail. I may or may not try to bike around Zanesville. I don't know how busy it is. It's a bigger area. And maybe if I don't bike around Zanesville, we'll just drive around it. I don't know anything about longer burger baskets, really. I know people that's collected them in my life. But since I was here in longer burger basket place, I decided to hit one of these shops. I was going to get a basket for someone, and then when I went in, I realized they've got baskets from like forever. And I bought a basket from 1979, That's the year I was born. And I thought, that's a cool keepsake. Why not? So I bought myself a Longaberger basket. It's got the original card that came with it and everything. And it's got like Longaberger's like initials on it where he signed it when it was done. That was pretty cool. So Dresden has a really cool memorial for the Longaberger basket fella. It's actually one of the coolest memorials I've ever seen. But that is it for Dresden. This part of Ohio is really pretty. It reminds me of Southern Ohio, but better taken care of. More well maintained. More appreciated. It is 2:30. It took me longer getting up and going. Partially, I was goofing off a little bit, trying to let it warm up. It was below freezing when I got started. It's in the mid-40s now. It says 44. But it's 2:30. That should have plenty of time to goof off on this next trail. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, I'm going to check out the Zanesville area and then head east probably. Sometime this weekend, I might set up my camp even if I don't use it, like even if I sleep in the car. I've got a lot of people asking about my camp setup all the time, and I keep meaning to do a video on it, and I haven't. Anyways, on we go, folks. Like and subscribe. Follow along. We are now rolling through Zanesville, at least the outskirts of town. It says I got 2.5 miles to get to where I'm headed. Big industrial place over here on the left. The barn. Looks like a neat place to check out. I'll be checking out a peanut butter sandwich instead. Armco Steel Corporation. And gas is $3.79. It's up a whole $1. Speaking of which, anybody watching? The super like button is really the pitching in for gas button. Mark named it that, and I'm running with it. If I could change the name of the super like button to the pitching in for gas button, I would. It won't let me call it that. It won't let me rename it. So that's just what we're going to call it. Just a way of showing your appreciation, folks. It is not a requirement. Kind of weird even bringing it up, but Mark says I should. And I'm all about giving the people what they want. Except for more effort. That's an inside joke. I'm running with it for a while until I get tired of it. I'm really just being a baby. Looks like we're about to go over the river. We're going to go over the river at some point. The trail's on the other side of the river. Need to reorganize the car again. It gets messy as I go throughout my day. I'm always kind of in a hurry, you know, fighting daylight. What I'm doing has changed significantly, or what I'm attempting to do. I might get into that later today. You can see the bike trail down there, I believe. We are less than a mile from it. I feel like we just did a big loop-de-loop. Man, look at these. We're gonna hit the trail and then poke around a little bit down here. The freight shops. Alright, so there's the depot. This is the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and St. Louis depot. Trains. Zanesville Landing. I never have enough time. We are definitely going to run out of time today. Critters. They don't look thrilled for me to be here, but it is what it is, critters. I poked around Zanesville a little bit on the bike around Main Street, and there's not a lot of stuff on Main Street outside of the courthouse. And it looks like 3 different sections of Zanesville. And it is 5:20, it's getting late in the day. I'm not going to attempt biking all over Zanesville today. I'm going to drive around it. The route that Google Maps shows some house. Oh, I am in the wrong street. The Google Maps shows some sort of house up here. I don't know what it is. We're gonna ride by it. It might be nothing. And then I'm gonna make my way over to a different part of the city. It seems to be separated with the rivers. This is Main Street. I actually just biked through here. Most of the buildings are been kept up fairly well. So the locks that are on the Muskingum River was part of improving the Muskingum River enough that they could run traffic through it in order to connect it to the Ohio Erie Canal. And it was not itself the Ohio Erie Canal. But the lock number 10 and lock number 11, with which I have seen both of on the river, was the locks to get back and forth on the Muskingum River and not the canal, which I originally thought. I'm not sure how much of the Ohio Erie Canal is left over to see past the towpath trail. It goes all the way down to Portsmouth, but most of the locks are either not there anymore or real hard to find. It's 6:30. I'm gonna go eyeball the area where I might be camping at or sleeping in my car. Probably sleep in my car because it's gonna be below freezing and it's just easier to climb in and out of the car than it is to set up anything. To be honest, my hammock setup is probably warmer. I don't know. I thought about going to go get some food, but even if I don't go get food, I feel like I should set my camp up just to show everybody my camp because people keep asking about it. But I also feel like instead of rushing to set my camp up, I should just take a day specifically to show my camp and do that. I'll probably do that. I don't know. It doesn't take very long to set either. It doesn't take long to set up my hammock or my tent, but it takes a while to video. All right, I got camp set up, as in I'm sleeping in my car. So I went to Dresden, Ohio today, which is the home of the Longaberger basket. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. You probably heard of the Longaberger basket. I'd heard of them before, but I didn't know that they came from Dresden, Ohio. And I thought, I'm going to stop at the shop and get me a basket. Actually, I was getting someone else a basket, and then realized that they have old baskets. This shop has lots of years worth of these baskets, and they had one from 1979. I asked the guy if he had one from 79, and he had to go back in a warehouse and get it. I guess they had it listed on their computer, but it was back in a warehouse. And I got me a basket. Check this out. So this is a Longaberger basket from 1979. It's actually before they started printing the Longaberger basket on the boxes or the baskets, but it has his initials on it and the year 1979, and this one with the flip top lid. Inside is the original little booklet thing that came with it. John Longaberger. Dresden, Ohio. That's super cool. So, got me a little keepsake. I've discussed it before. Normally I just pick up my trinkets. My keepsakes are usually things that I just find and pick up. But I thought it'd be cool to get a basket since they had one from 1979. You guys want to see my other trinkets I picked up today? We got me another railroad spike. I really need to write down where I'm getting my railroad spikes from, because it seems like it would make more sense if I remember where I got them. And right now I'm only 100% sure where one of them came from, and the other 2 or 3 I have are like, maybe I know where they come from and maybe I don't. That's not the only trinket that I picked up. You want to see what else I got? Check out this trinket. Look at that trinket. I ain't 100% sure how big it is, probably 2 foot, but it's heavy. Trinkets. I think normally I ought to put it on my front porch. It's so heavy, but someone stole some of my trinkets off my porch already, so I don't want to put it out there. It'll probably go on my, what's it called, the hearth? Like, you got the mantle of your fireplace, and then the bottom part is that's the hearth, I think. Or it's not, I don't know. Anyways, tomorrow morning I'm gonna hit the Blackhand Gorge trail, and Jason's actually coming out to meet me, so he's gonna ride with me. And then we're probably going to do the TJ Evans trail. I got to double check. There's the TJ Evans trail, and then I think there's another section that's called the TJ Evans Panhandle Trail. And if I'm wrote everything down right, it's 24 miles. So he's going to ride out with me tomorrow, and we're going to ride those, and may or may not do something else too. I don't really know. I did a lot of goofing off in towns today and less riding, but it's an adventure for me and I enjoyed it. Anyways, that's probably it for tonight. Probably. I don't know. I might do some blabbing. It's still early. Got batteries charging. I'm going to have me some peanut butter sandwiches. Follow along, folks. My little Chinese lamp. Kind of like it. Well, I'm trying to read these voiceovers. Trying to pull up info on the little phone. And I basically have no service here. Maybe if I put in more effort. Well, good morning, everybody. Up and moving. I am going to the Blackhand Gorge trail this morning. It is a heat wave at 34 degrees. And yeah, Jason's supposed to meet me. We're going to do some cycling. I think after the Blackhand Gorge trail, we're going to shuttle ourselves from one end of the TJ Evans trail to the other end of the TJ Evans Panhandle trail, and then connect the 2 trails end to end. The 2 trails don't seem to be connected, so we'll be on the road some connecting it, I think. Anyways, that's the current plan for the day. All right, so I'm at the Blackhand Gorge trailhead, and I got company with me. Jason is joining me.
Hello.
We're gonna bike this trail. This is gonna be a short one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Jason just reminded me there's a water crossing on this trail at some point on the trail, and right now the water's up everywhere. Everything's been flooded, so I don't even know if we're going to be able to bike this entire trail. But once we hit this trail, we're going to go to the TJ Evans Trail, and we're going to bike from the TJ Evans Trail to the other end of the TJ Evans Panhandle Trail. We're going to shuttle ourselves back and forth, and that'll be fun. Anyways, it's early and it's cold, and trying to get going.
Yeah. What do you see, that pole?
Nope. So I was over here eating breakfast. This is the trailhead.
Yeah.
And while I was eating breakfast, I saw this across the road. This may or may not be interesting, but the fact that it's not being kept up is peculiar. It's an old cemetery. Now, I wouldn't have saw this, but I saw this tombstone. And it's either old and unmarked, or we're on the wrong side. (1836). Now, this isn't listed on the map, and there's no signage here either. It don't look like they are mowing or taking care of the grass. Just thought I'd give it a look while I was here. I was down in my car across the street here having breakfast, and I saw the big tombstone sticking up. Now, had I not seen it, nobody would even
my phone is in my pocket and
up
it's
here, I guess.
zipped up. Period.
I wouldn't anyways.
We just are now getting...
All right, we're going to get rolling now.
Are just now getting started.
Like and subscribe.
Period. Hope you
Follow
slept well.
along.
Period.
We're done with the ride, and this is where the other track would be at. So this was a double track, one over here and one over here, and we're just walking down here to see what it looks like after they raise the tracks off. All right, this is cool. So here they removed the track, but all the cross ties and all the equipment, or the pieces, whatever you call it, are still here. Now, I collect these, I say I collect them. I pick up a lot of these railroad spikes as keepsakes. I've got so many, I don't know, half a dozen, and I keep forgetting where they come from. I need to start marking them. They should come through here at some point and gather all these up and not leave them sitting here. I've seen places where they gather them and then they leave them piled up. And it looks like there was a junction back here behind us where this came off of. Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear that?
No, what was it?
Did you throw something?
No. Looks like you're minding my business.
Well, it sounded like a slingshot, and then I heard over here. I don't know if Jason's messing with me or I'm hearing things. Anyway.
What was that?
I'm guessing it's you at this point if you're not hearing it too, dick. Bones.
That's not good. Yeah, always noses were here.
Huh?
And the noses were here.
Shut up. I was hoping to find something cool, but there's not anything cool. These plates you can get all over the place. I'm not sure what these are for.
Yeah, I was looking at those. Oh, right there, they hold the track down.
Oh, yep. I guess that's
They're not really connected.
I guess that's in addition to the spikes. Well, that's about as far as I feel like walking up the tracks. All right, folks, that's the TJ Evans Trail and the TJ Evans Panhandle Trail. It's probably already here. If you haven't seen it, check it out. We are on the way back to Johnsonsville to give my man Jason here a ride back to his vehicle. And then he's going to scurry on home, and I'm going to continue my trip. I might check out some more Granville, and I might go back to Newark and check out Newark. I don't know. It's 6 o'clock, so I don't have a lot of daylight left. I'm going to find me a place to sleep tonight and probably check out Buckeye Lake tomorrow and a couple of short trails around the Buckeye Lake. Anyways, that's it for my trip. Jason, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
It was a good time. I'm glad I made it up.
If I would have biked from one end of that and then back with the incline of the wind, I'd have been upset.
But you would have missed the Panhandle Trail, so
And I would have missed.
might have been a bonus. Depending on where you.
Well, that's the thing is, would I have done the Panhandle Trail and then
probably
biked
did the
back?
Panhandle and not miss the other part.
That's actually possible that I would have done the Panhandle instead because it's down here next to this other trail.
Yeah.
Anyways, the trip continues, folks. The trip continues. What do y'all think about this funny angle? All right, folks. The trip continues, and it's time to we're getting food now. Since we're getting food, guess who's paying for it? Oh man, I got all this bread that's going to waste. So like, if I'm not going to eat the bread, someone's got to pay for it. That's how this works. Thanks. So it looks like Mexican food. The pub we was going to check out is closed. So it's cheese and queso for me, folks. Oh man, look at this thing. Oh, you're good. Cool. Black light, folks. All right, I'm going to put this camera down. I'm freaking everybody out. And I'm going to figure out what I'm eating. All right, folks, I am leaving Johnsonsville. Basically the end of my day. It's Sunday. I had a blast today. Today was a lot more fun than I expected it to be. I had company, and that's always cool. Jason came out and rode with me. So originally I was going to go probably do the trails I did today, but go one way and then back. And I would have probably only been able to do one of those trails, the TJ Evans Trail or the TJ Evans Panhandle Trail. We got to go the whole way, one end to the other, and we got to bike through Newark, which was cool. I'll probably visit Newark again and visit Granville again as well. There's more stuff to see, I think. Definitely in Newark. But the day's over. I had a blast. Thanks, Jason. Jason got dinner too. What a shock. I didn't pay. And I am headed to wherever I'm headed to find a place to crash for the evening. I'm going to go check out. Tomorrow I'm going to Buckeye Lake. And I'm going to bike a loop around Buckeye Lake. Be 20, 25 miles. There's no bike trail. Just biking on the road around the lake and probably a bunch of residential areas. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing. Also, around the Buckeye Lake is apparently the oldest state park in Ohio. The Buckeye Lake State Park. And why not go visit the oldest park in Ohio? Oldest state park. So that's the plan. There's a couple of short trails around the lake as well that I might check out. I don't know. I'll probably come back to this area anyways at some point. The Blackhand Gorge trail is quite phenomenal. I liked it. Even though it's a short trail, it certainly rates another visit. There's bald eagles flying around. And checked out a bald eagle's nest and a bald eagle on the TJ Evans Trail as well. Didn't get a good look at him or her. They didn't get out of the nest, but you can see his head sticking out of the nest. Apparently that nest has been there for some time. Anyways, I'm blabbing. I'm headed to a place to camp. I got about a 30-minute drive. I'm charging batteries as I go. Follow along, folks. Follow along. Good morning, everybody. I am in Ohio's oldest state park, Buckeye Lake State Park. It is, I didn't know this, but the Buckeye Lake was created to feed water for the Ohio Erie Canal. So that's pretty cool. Originally, this was a swamp, and they dammed it off and created the lake. There's a spot, I don't know if we can get to it. You have to have a permit, and it doesn't look like there's a footpath to get to it. But out in one part of the lake, there's they call it a bog or cranberry bog, I think, where some of the moss from the swamp floated up to the top of the lake once they had it filled up. That's pretty cool. There's no bike trail here as far as I'm aware of, but I'm going to bike around the lake. I'll be on the road all day today. Well, at least going around the lake. I believe it's 25 miles. Right now there's a 11-mile-an-hour wind, and I'll have probably a tailwind going to the other side of the lake, and on the way back a headwind, and the wind speed's going to pick up some point today. Anyways, I'm about to have breakfast and then take off for the morning. It's 8:11. I've got me some oatmeal. I've been eating oatmeal for breakfast since I started, and it's my own little mix of oatmeal. It's more granola than it is oatmeal. I got some rolled oats, some hemp seeds, some flax seed, some black walnuts, some little brown sugar and cinnamon, and water. And I didn't bring my stove with me, so I'm literally just eating it at room temperature, and it's better than I expected it to be. Anyways, on we go. Little bike tour around the lake. Well, that's pretty much it for this trip. It is Monday. It is 1:47. I gotta get home, work again tomorrow. But I didn't see the Cranberry Bog Preserve, and I want to see that. So we're gonna drive over there and check it out. The path that I took didn't wheel me through it, and I didn't pay that much attention when I was setting up my route because I didn't know about it, and I only learned about it once I got here. So we're gonna go check that out. So I might have mentioned this earlier, and I could be repeating myself, but the Cranberry Bog Preserve was created when they filled this in. So this was a swampy area. This whole area where the lake's at was basically swampland-ish type stuff. And they dammed it off so they could have water for the Ohio Erie Canal. And when they dammed it off and filled the lake up, a bunch of the moss, I don't remember what type of moss, they listed it, but a bunch of the moss broke off from the ground and floated up, and they created what they're calling the Cranberry Bog Preserve now. You can't get access to it, apparently. Only, like, they only give out like a limited amount of I don't know, tickets to access the area, probably for like colleges or schools or something, probably educational stuff and not goofballs out adventuring. But we're gonna go toss the drone out, have a look-see. At least that's the intent. It's 5 miles from where I'm at right now. I've had a really good time. I did buy me some ice cream today. It's historic. You can't pass up historic ice cream. Weldon's, I think it was called. And it's been there since 1930, and they make their own ice cream. I got 2 scoops for $7.50. It seems expensive, but you know, pay up, fools. It's good ice cream. It's actually pretty good, and it was nice after this ride back. The ride out was pretty easy going. I had a tailwind on the way out, and on the north side of the lake it was all basically flat, and then when I got to the south side of the lake I had an 18-mile-an-hour headwind and some some pretty steep little climbs. They was all technically short climbs, but rolling into the headwind, they was a lot worse than normal. Like it felt like you was rolling uphill just getting to the hill. So I got me some ice cream. I did buy some glasses yesterday just to kind of support the bike shop. I needed some glasses. Apparently I didn't need them that bad because I lost them. I don't even think I made it back to the car with them. They might be here in the car somewhere, but to be honest, I think I took them off while I was flying the drone, put them in the bottle holder on my handlebars, and they fell out before I even got back in the car, I think. Or they're in the car somewhere. I looked pretty good last night, didn't see them. I'm randomly blabbing now, and nobody cares. Alright, so we're going to go check this out. Oh, I had dinner yesterday that wasn't peanut butter sandwiches. Big props, big shout out to Jason because he bought dinner. Chips and queso at the Mexican place. It was very nice. A very nice atmosphere. Food was pretty good. Other than that, I ate peanut butter sandwiches, basically, and oatmeal and snacks that I brought. Other than the loaf of bread, everything I ate on this trip, I already had. I spent less money eating on this trip than I would have had I stayed home. Right now, I'm at about $40 worth of gas for this trip. And I left Friday, it's Monday. I've had a blast. You can do this stuff on the cheap, folks. I don't know how you do it much cheaper than this, though. Alright, let's get to this place and stop the blabbing, and I'll give y'all some more blabbing when we roll out of here. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this trip. I am almost home. I'm going to get gas when I get home and determine how much I actually spent on gas to do this trip. I'm at about 3/4 tank. I filled up last night before getting to the Buckeye Lake State Park. Probably, I'm just gonna guess, $60 worth of gas. No idea. Alright, I appreciate everybody watching. Just throwing this out there. I am not a professional camera dude. I have no background in video editing or anything like that. I put a lot of effort in learning how to do things, but I'm not a professional. I'm not a historian. I don't know things. I'm learning as I go. Traveling around, mainly by bike, and enjoying myself. And I'm dragging y'all along with me. So, yeah, that's it. Plans rolling through. We're getting into the, it's almost April. My plans for the year are unfolding. Stick around, folks. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And until next time, follow along. This is quality content. Like and subscribe.
Spain is the most awesome dude ever.